Okay, let's do this bug fix properly as if we're dealing with another team or have other teammates. So the first thing that I would do, I'm going to teach you through the interface. You can actually do all of this through here. I have three tools. I have the actual platform for Bitbucket. I have source tree, and I have visual code. Just for simplicity purposes, to show how everything works simultaneously, I'm going to start with Bitbucket. So say that we have a bug that is in the development branch, that bug we talked about, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to actually create another branch from develop, okay? So what I'm going to do is, let's go over to branches. And so I am going to create a branch, and it's going to, let's say it's a bug fix, and it's going to come from development, okay? And we're going to say fix subtraction, okay? And so what we're going to do is we're going to create the bug fix subtraction. So now that we have fix subtraction, now let's talk about how do we switch over to that branch. So we have quite a few ways we can switch over to that branch. Okay, first we have to do a sync. So this would be equivalent to like a git pull to pull all the branches. So I can do something like this and do a git pull. And if you notice, the branch is not over here yet. But when I do, you maybe see how I did the git pull, and it shows that branch I just added. And then right here, I can do a refresh. And let's see if I can refresh this. Let's go and, I know what we can do. We can do it this way. Let's do a pull this way. And if we do a pull this way, and we do a refresh, hopefully that bug fix branch actually just showed up. So you see the bug fix right now. So here's that bug fix branch. So now let's talk about switching branches. Okay, so before we do this work, let's switch our branch first. Okay, so we have this branch right here. What I can do is, so let me explain this interface a little bit too. So right here, this is develop. This is my local copy. Remote is the copy that's on the platform. So I can change branches through here. And when I change branches through here, check this out. So say I change the branch through here, and then when I go over to here, see that? This reflects, and that's because of that .git folder that we have that has all the information. Okay, so I can change my branch through here, and I can change my branch through here. I could do merges through here, but let's do it a conventional way, okay? Let's do it as if we're in a software development lifecycle, all right? So say after I pull the branch down, I'm in the bug fix branch, and let's do this. Let's put this back in here, which is our fix, and let me bring that up here. This right here is our fix right here, okay? So now let's make sure our fix works, and what I do is let's do a make. Let's do run our git. Our GCC, and let's do a make and call that target, because that target will get us a test right away. So that looks about right there. Okay, that looks about right. So after it's changed, we can push these changes up in two ways, but I like to push my changes up using this right here, so I can put comments in here. So if you click on this right here, the little branch thing, and if you hit add, and we can say fixed subtraction issue, okay? And we can commit it, and then we can push it up. So let's push it up. And you can push things up from the other interface as well, the source tree. So we're waiting for this to go to 0. That means it's up to date. That means one update needs to go up and 0 updates need to come down. So it'll constantly keep track of your updates. So let's go and look at our graph, okay? So our graph right here, this is saying that this repo is the most up to date. Okay, and you see how main is all the way back here. So we can actually do a merge. We can do two merges. Okay, we're gonna merge the bug fix into develop. Then say we go and test it with the development code. If everything goes right, we update the main branch, and the main branch is true production. And then after that, we cut a release. Now, to show the same reflection that we're doing now, look over here. You see how now this subtraction is ahead? And I can always, and then to update things, you can always do a pull, okay? And sometimes I like to change the, just click on anything so that when I go back to here, it refreshes and makes sure I got the latest, okay? So this right here is saying that the bug fix branch is derived from develop branch, okay? So now let's get a merge in, okay? So I like to do my merges on the platform. So in order to do my merge, what I want to do is, let's say we're going to merge this into development. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to my branches. Actually, I'm going to go over to pull request. So I'm going to go over to the pull request. And let's create a pull request. So first, let's do the pull request of taking fixed subtraction. We're not going to go directly to main. We're going to get development up to date. Okay. And we'll say, yep, subtraction issue, fixed. Subtraction. Okay. And I can mark myself as the reviewer and everything, but by default, I am the reviewer because I'm the administrator. And so what I'm going to do is create the pull request. And what's going to happen is there's going to be an entry in here for the pull request. Okay. So right here is that actual pull request. I know off the back, and look, these are the changes that I made. Okay. And these are the change. This is what I took out. This is what I added in. You can add, you can actually add comments. Hey, good work. Or this should be better. Okay, anything you want to give that developer the sense that this needs to change. Okay, and I also can create a task too, but we're not going to go into that. All right, so say the code review is done. The person that reviews it will approve it. Then you sign in, and then you do the merge. So what we're going to do is we're going to merge this into develop, and we're doing a merge commit, okay? All right, so we merged it in. So now, let's see if it reflected over here. See how everything is updating now? And so now, when I check out my develop, and that's how I check my develop out. And if you notice right here, watch this. See how develop is right here? So right now it looks like this is behind. And by me clicking this, it's going to update everything. And look how develop jump up top now. Because develop has changes in it from the bug fix as well. And this is the most up-to-date branch. Okay. So say we go through development, we changed in development, and say we do a GCC, and we rebuild it because we want the other source code that we had to work fine with what we just added. Okay, we want the old develop source code and the new bug fix, and let's make sure that code works together. So now, let's do a make test and see where our tests go. Let me pull this up a little bit, and look at that. Exactly the results that we wanted. All right. So develop is good. So I say, okay, develop is good, but now we want to get this stuff production ready, or push it to main. So main, which if you see origin head, which should be that branch that is the true source of what's in production. So let's get this to a state where we say, okay, the next pull from our repository for production will have our bug fix in it. Okay? So now what we can do is we can go over, we can do another pull request, or I can do a merge here and see how this right here. Let's do a pull. Let's go and pull, make sure we got all the updates coming down. There we go. So there we go. See how we got everything up to date now. And that was that merge. Now develop is up there. And so now if you can see, you see how we went back into that main timeline. Now we want to get main up to the top, right? Or main and develop the same way, and this with the same code. Develop will not always have the same code because there might be things in there that is not ready yet. And also sometimes we use main to rebase develop, which means that we copy main and put it into develop for a fresh new start, and we let all other developers know if it's not in production, we'll branch it off or it will be lost at this time. So get everything you need into the main branch. Okay? And it got to be ready and tested, etc., etc. Because we don't want any stale branches. And stale branches are branches that you leave out there that you never touched again, ever again, or you just don't need them. So make sure you keep your stale branches down. So now, let's get back to the task at hand. So then, as the lead software engineer, I do another pull request. Or as the software developer that says everything is ready, say that we want to do another release. And now we're going to take develop and we're going to do a pull into main. So we'll say, oh, look at this. And this is what I really like. See that release? We call this release notes. Well, it can be used as release notes, but these are all the comments that we used. So we'll say pushing develop to main. So we'll say merging develop to main. So we want the changes for development to take precedence of the changes in main. Okay. So what we do is we do to create the pull request. Okay. We approve it because we know it's working and everything, and we merge it. So let's do our merge. All right, so now that our merge is done, let's go and let's go and do a pull right here. Get everything up to date. And we got to get that main branch up to date too. So see how main right here, there's some things that need to be pulled down. So what we can do is we can do a Git Checkout. And this is the other way of doing it. We can do a Git Checkout. Main. So we checked out our main and see your branch is behind 8 commits, okay? So let's do a git pull because this is my local copy. So we want to sync the local copy with the copy, the remote copy, which is in the platform in Bitbucket. Okay? So look at that. You even get stats on what changed. So this is all those changes that we did, and we didn't push it to main. And so now what we can do is, let me see something. Okay, so now what we can do is we can do a full test, building the Debian and everything. So let's do something like this. Let's go and do. Let me make sure that my Docker is up and running. Let's make sure Docker is up and running, And you might see my resources slow down a little bit. But let's make sure Docker is running. So yes, my Docker is running. And this is the thing I said about those images. So those images, which was the stream program, you see how we only have one container and not a whole bunch of containers? This is why I did it the way I did it. So now, let's do a Docker compose up, and let's do a build. Okay? And let's test out building our Debian package, everything. All right? So as we test our Debian package, all of that, it might run a little bit. And what we can do is, all right, so yeah, we got it building. And another thing that we can do is, let's see if I got it ready. No, don't worry about that. I'll just stick to what we got right now. Let's go and run everything. And once everything runs, we're going to get to how do we make a release. Okay. So look at that. So this is the problem with this right here. Okay. You see how I got this right here? So one of the problems is that when I did that build, so let's go over to here. When I did this build sh, remember, see how it changes right here? What we want to do is change this back to LF. Okay. And what I do is like to go through, and I'll take this, get rid of all those white spaces. So see how we got that gap right there? Got those gaps right there. Get rid of those gaps. Because of the Windows format. So let's go through and hurry up and get these done. And what I'll do is I'll just push it back up to main, because this was something that, and let's see. So let's do the run, our make build. And while we do that, let's go over to here and see how we change that build file right there. What we're going to do is we're going to push that build file up to main. And we got other ways of fixing this. Usually you'll go back to the develop and fix it and then merge it in, but I don't want this video to be that long to do that. So I'm going to say fixed file because we put that format in there. And I'm going to push this up. And we can always do a rebase too. So I'm going to push everything up here. And then while we wait for that, I'm kind of confident that it's going to work this time. So let's talk about making a release. So what we do is we go over to branches and say we want to make a release. What we're going to do is we're going to create a branch and we're going to say we want a release branch, and it'll be 1.0.0, which will be that versioned release branch. Okay. And so now we have that release branch. We can look at the source right here. Okay. Look like everything, we got everything here. I have to make updates to this README file. And then what we're going to do is wait for this to run. See how our script is running now. Okay. So look at that. So look, there go the test right there. We did what we were supposed to do. We got the C program dev package. We did some merges. We did the software development lifecycle. We looked at a few new tools, different tools, and how we use them, and how they interact with each other, how they integrate with each other, and how they reflect with each other. And you see how seamless it is, and that's it.